Yes, thank you, ma'am. A very good evening on one and all. The dignitaries present on this occasion of valedictory function of virtual lecture series, teaching and non-teaching staff, and my dear participants. I am Makarand Pandey, Assistant Professor, Navjivan Law College. Welcome you all in this valedictory function of virtual lecture series. The virtual lecture series is started on 29th of December 2020. And this lecture series is inaugurated at the auspicious hands of Professor Dr. Dilip Uke, Sir, Vice Chancellor, Maharashtra National Law University, Mumbai. This lecture series runs in 5 different phases, covering majority of the law subjects such as professional ethics, contempt of court, legal aid, ADR techniques, forensic science, cyber law, medical jurisprudence, intellectual property rights, human rights, etc. And it is pertinent to note that around 1,500 participants have registered for this virtual lecture series. I once again welcome all the dignitaries and request our principal, Sir, Dr. Kundendu Kumar Dev, to address his welcome note. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pandey sir. On the auspicious day of the valedictory function conducted by Navajivan Education Society's Navajivan Law College, myself, Principal Kundendu Kumar Dev, welcome today's chief guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kilukar sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, has accepted our invitation to be the part of this valedictory function. Sir, from the bottom of my heart, I welcome you to this occasion at this juncture. Today's guest of honor who has accepted our invitation to be part of this program, Professor Dr. Tabej Ahmed sir, the Vice Chancellor, GD Nokela University, Haryana, has been present here. Sir, I welcome you also on this occasion. Sir, thank you very much for accepting our greetings to be a part of this virtual lecture series valedictory function. I also welcome our beloved Bade sir, Subhash Deshmukh, who is the managing trustee of our Navajivan Education Society, who has given a lot of encourage to conduct this virtual series. And because of his engagement, we could do and succeed this virtual series. Sir, welcome on this valedictory function, sir. I also welcome the other persons who are supposed to give their feedbacks. There are the 3 persons who are there. One is Sagar Jadhav, Advocate, Gujarat High Court, who was a part of this virtual throughout the series and have given his advice and feedbacks also. And today he is going to give his feedback. Thank you, sir, for being this and welcome you here. I also welcome Dr. Onkar Nath Tiwari, Principal of Ilhar College, University, Mathura. Sir from university has made so many comments and have comprehended with a lot of things and given advice on this occasion also. And our best, one of the student of Navajivan Law College, Asmita Ravate, who was part of this virtual session. So on this valedictory occasion, I welcome all these persons and I welcome the participants, the personalities, the dignitaries who are also present on this occasion and accepting our invitation for being a part of this. Last but not least, my beloved students who have taken a lot of pain and interest and enjoyed this virtual series for a period of nearly 15 days continuously. Of course, it was started on 29th, but we had a span of gap in this and we have adjusted our schedule according to the needs and the feasibility of the resource persons and the students also. So by this process, we have completed it. And the last, I say, the faculty members, the non-teaching staff, and each and every person who has contributed to this be a success. I welcome them from my heart. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to greet all the persons on behalf of the Navajivan Law College. Thank you very much. Over over to you again.
Thank you, sir. It is only because of your encouragement we have going to successfully complete this virtual lecture series. Thank you very much. And for this function, for this valedictory function, we have with us Subhash Deshmukh, Bade sir, founder and managing trustee of Navjeevan Education Society. He motivates us for organizing various programs in Navjeevan Law College, and his attendance and parental touch always gives us an inspiration to every teaching and non-teaching staff, faculty members, and students as well. Welcome, sir, and I would like to request you to express your views on this valedictory function. Over to you, Deshmukh, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest of this series, Justice Kilor, who is from Bombay High Court. Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is guest of honor, Dr. Tawreej Ahmad, of this valued lecture series. Principal Dr. Dev, Mr. Pandey, Mrs. Idamdar, and all of the team members who is working enthusiastically in this lecture series. Just before some days, Dr. Dev came to ask me about this thing, and I was very happy. At least to conclude this function, I'm here to talk before you and to give you my blessings, also blessings of the God for this function. Honorable guests and my dear friends, and also participants, just there was one name, our girl, Swastika, or somebody I just forgot, Asmita. Many friends are also there. Before many years, we opened this law college. By reading some books, one of the books was Roses in December. And of course, today, whose death centenary we are celebrating, Mahatma Gandhi. His life, his message gave me so many ideas as to why should we start law college. There was one sentence of Mahatma Gandhi which always is quite dearer and nearer to me. As long as there are tears and sufferings, so long our work will not be over. It means that we have to be useful to the last person. And one of my friend, our senior advocate, Advocate Ghumbre said, he told to me, no, you must start law college. Not only in a routine way, but in a special way. And for the last many years, we are doing it, our principal and staff members, all of us. Even our students, many are judges. Many are advocates. Many are public prosecutors. We visited almost all the law universities in India. I was impressed by Bangalore Law School. And we are thinking to go on that line. My dears, all of us, we are in calamity. But let us find out some opportunity from this calamity. Let us try to give knowledge in this lockdown also to our brothers in the society. For that, for last 1 month, our energetic team, under the able leadership of Captain Mr. Dev, Dr. Dev, they are working non-stop, and daily some lectures are going on. I think up till thousands of people, thousands of persons have benefited by this. Henceforth, we shall see that we are a bit more useful to the society. It's my pleasure that greatest of the personalities from India, they have taken part in this, they have listened our request, they have honored our this request and gave their beautiful lectures in our series. Today also, at the end of this function, end of this series, Justice Kilor and Vice Chancellor Tawreej Ahmad Saab, both of you have come. We welcome Though we are away from each other, our heart goes nearer and dearer to you. Remember always, Navajivan is yours, and we are, all of us, let us try to bring this Navajivan, this new life, in this way by meeting together at least online. I remember the last line of Nehru's lyric devotional song, Lead, that was by Cardinal Newman. Lead kindly light amid encircling gloom. So I request all of you to remember this particular line. Even though we are in darkness, we shall see the light, light of knowledge, light of power, light of devotion, light of faith, light of knowledge. Law persons are giving the knowledge of duties, and we shall find out this duty to be done in a very nice way. I congratulate the team and all of you, my
Thank you, sir, for joining this valedictory session and enlighten us on Gandhian thoughts. And of course, it is your encouragement only we are topping and successfully completing the years by years. Thank you very much. For this function, we have obtained a very thumping response from the faculty members of other colleges, from other states also, and the students from our colleges and the other college students also. The some of them have sent their feedback of this particular occasion, on this particular occasion, and they are, therefore I request one by one Advocate Sagar Jadhav to express his feedback. Advocate Sagar Jadhav.
Yes, sir. Uh, Thank you very much for providing me this opportunity. And good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome the dignitaries firstly. His Lordship, Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kilose, who is sitting judge of Bombay High Court, and Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. Tabriz Ahmed, TD Goenka University, for making this session of today special and memorable. I, Advocate Sagar Jadhav, and founder and head of Legal Savior, thank the Navjivan Education Society to allow me to share my views in today's session. Now, if the honorable guest permits me, I would share my experience that I can connect with the dignitaries in the sense that I have had assisted His Lordship, Honorable Mr. Justice G.R. Udvani, sir, as he then was, former sitting judge of the Gujarat High Court. And I also have been advisor to Gujarat State and VC, sir, of the Birsa Munda University. Having said that, I appreciate and proudly say that it is commendable that Navjivan Education Society and Navjivan Law College has taken this initiative to bring awareness and academical excellence, a noble cause among students, the motto on which our legal savior also works. Actually, I believe that imparting knowledge is the best human quality a human can ever possess. And therefore, found this entire 5 phase series organized by the college to be very delightful, informative, and the seamless teaching by faculties, even through the online mode. Everyone attending has gained knowledge, and additionally, like a cherry on the cake, they have obtained the certificates of participation. Facility for those who couldn't join is also well thought of by the means of YouTube video channels. So anyone at any moment can have access to webinars for gaining knowledge and much more. Now, what I like the most about this lecture series is the consistency with which the webinars are conducted, covering various subjects of it. It requires much patience and hard work dealing with this online platform, and also requires teamwork to successfully execute the idea. Actually, I got informed about this knowledge series from my mentor, Dr. Namrata Lua, who is assistant professor in the Faculty of Law, the Maharaja Sahajaya University of Baroda. She have also been a speaker in this knowledge series. Now, after attending this entire series, as a suggestion, I would just like to draw attention of the organizers that Legal Savior have also conducted webinars that is 50 plus, be it national and international, in a span of 2 months. And on that experience, would suggest that when such a knowledge series is organized, it may be circulated pan India. And and you may have collaboration with various entities to reach and target the audience beyond the college scripts. And therefore, I would be concluding with a note that I am overwhelmed with the working of yours. And I state that Legal Savior looks forward to have collaboration for conducting webinars as our work ambit matches, and so it is to reach distant person for teaching law and access to law education. I once again thank Navjivan Education Society, and special thanks to Sasista Inamda ma'am for allowing me to share my views and provide this opportunity. Thank you very much, sir, for patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Advocate Sagar. We really think over your suggestion, and it is a very good and very nice suggestion. We will certainly follow it in the next session, next phase of this virtual lecture series. Now I request Dr. Omkarnath Tiwari, Principal, ILSR GLA University, Mathura. We are getting
Oh,
your,
sorry.
please.
Okay, sorry for interruption. Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Chief Guest, Justice Kalauti, Judge, Bombay High Court. Guest of Honor, Professor Tariz Ahmed, Vice Chancellor, J.D. Goenka University. Patron, Sri Subhash J. Deshmukh. Madam Vijaya Deshmukh. Convener, Dr. Pundendu Kumar Devji, Principal. Coordinators, Sri Pandeji and Shaista Ma'am. Faculty members and the students. Famous essayist Bacon quotes, verses spoken at ceremonial occasions should not be taken seriously. I may stand be pardoned in seeking serious corresponding departure from the court. Less said the better. And it really applies in case of National Navjivan Law College, coordinated 5 phases lecture series, which I witnessed very closely as a student of 14 classroom. Hope you all will be translating my words in its true color. It gives me an immense pleasure in coming out with my observation at this moment, portraying the show. I'm extremely thankful to the visionary leader of the team, Dr. Pundendu Kumar Dev, his most efficient coordinators, Pandeji and Sajista Ma'am, as right and left wing players of football team, who has given me an opportunity to say a few words about the academic exercise, which came on its route on December 29, 2020 till date, with 5 hot stations depicting variegated forms. Believe in me, the theme chosen for lecture, dexterous oratory of resource persons, informative and meaningful content in the delivery, question-answer session, and the moderator's administrative acumen go a long way in making the event immemorable out, at least for me. Knowledge flow proved an elixir in the life of legal fraternity. My best wishes for the great success, and I would love to be a part of any such venture of Navjivan Law College in future. As a famous Sanskrit scholar did quote, Vade Vade Jayate Tat Buddha. With these words, accept my sincere thanks for the entire exercise. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tiwari sir. Thank you for your feedback. And now I request Asmita Rupwate, student, Navjivan Law College, LLB second year, to give his feedback. Asmita?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes. Yes, you are audible.
as a representative of students of Navjivan Law College, I aspire this India. I would like to take this opportunity to share my feedback in this virtual lecture series by our college under the guidance of Principal Dr. Dev. And Professor Pandey. So, as a student of this virtual series, has first and foremost overcome the hurdle in the teaching learning process, which was due to this situation. So the persons, apart from the expert resource persons, we also got to interact with the victims, with the reformers, and even with the petitioners in certain cases, which took this virtual lecture series to another level. And the best part was that the lectures were interactive. The participants were free. They were allowed pose their queries and opinion. I feel that a lecture which answers all your questions is good enough, but a lecture which creates an ability in you to question is the best. And so was done by this series. It made us aware, it made us think, it made us. So, as a participant, since day one, when one observes these lectures carefully, apart from the laws, from the practice, from the landmark judgments, the one common thing which was stressed, which I think was the essence of this series, was that knowledge has always to be coupled with basic values, or else we will fail to make civilized students, professionals, and society. So, to conclude, I would like to say that कहीं धर्म बनते हैं, कहीं ईमान बनते हैं, कहीं धर्म बनते हैं, कहीं ईमान बनते हैं, कहीं हिंदू बनते हैं, कहीं मुसलमान बनते हैं, पर हमारी नवजीवन लॉ कॉलेज की महफिल में आकर देख ऐसा कि यहाँ इंसान सिर्फ इंसान बनते हैं. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Asmita. Today, on this valedictory function of virtual lecture series, we have Honorable Dr. Tabriz Ahmed as a guest of honor. He is presently working as a Vice Chancellor of GD Goenka University, Gurugram, and Dean School of Law. He is doctorate in cyber law and IPR from Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. He is founder president of Technolix and also the National Vice President of International Council of Jurists, London, and chair Legal Education Section of India National Bar Association. He was a pro VC and Dean School of Law at Galgotis University. He is founder director of Alliance School of Law and founding faculty of National University of Judicial Services, Kolkata. He delivered keynotes and speaker in more than 100 prestigious international conferences held in USA, UK, China, Japan, UAE, Singapore, etc. And he published more than 100 papers in reputed journals also. He authored a pioneering book entitled Cyber Law, E-Commerce and N-Commerce. He edited various international journals, including JIPR of CSIR, Journals of Politics and Law of Canada. He is active blogger and YouTuber. He ranked amongst top 200 law authors by New York, USA-based SSRN. He is among the IP leaders, top 100 most followed LinkedIn lawyers, and ranked at 13 in the world. I welcome you, sir, and request you to address our participants on this occasion.
Thank you, Dr. Dr. Pandey, for very elaborate introduction. And let me thank the entire Navjeevan Law College Society for organizing a great lecture. And also what I heard that there were 15 days program and you had 5 phases on different areas, and there was a 15 lectures by experts. It was a great contribution by the law college, and also it will go a long way in raising the quality of the learning process and raising the quality of the learning to the students. So I must appreciate, and also must appreciate Dr. Shaista Inamdar, who's behind me and wanted me, I should participate in this program. So thank you, Shaista, and also I must appreciate your efforts for organizing these kind of programs and also raising the quality of lectures and also raising the very important emerging areas of law. Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kilor, Mr. Subhash Deshmukh, the President of the Society, Principal K.K. Dev, Dr. Shaista, and Mr. Makarand Pandey. Let me thank all of you again for this option for me to deliver this address today. In fact, we know that the way market is changing very fast, and we have seen very nicely that in the lockdown, we have seen new normal. So before lockdown and after lockdown, there's a lot of change happening, and we have experienced a lot of developments taking place. In fact, if you talk about the legal education, it is going to change very fast because the intervention of technology in the learning process. In fact, we have seen, if you talk about me, because my area is cyber law and IPR, and also from 1995, we were behind the promotion of the education through the electronic medium, electronic commerce, m-commerce. But because of the lack of knowledge, awareness, there are a lot of people who are not supporting this idea that how technology can assist us in the uh, promoting education or running education, or it can help us to resolving disputes, or it can help to have the online course, technology course. But in fact, we have seen during the lockdown when we feel pressure, only because of these technology we are surviving, and we are able to continue our learning process. We are able to continue the course. We are able to resolve disputes because of this technology. In fact, now we should be fully aware that how this is going to change the entire world. Now, the deciding factor is not that the physical infrastructure, or you can see the buildings, lands, and all. Now, the deciding factor is technology. That who is going to really imbibe the technology, who are going to use the technology, and how it can assist the law teachers and also assist the lawyer judges, that they should not waste that time in just searching the material. If you go back earlier, just to find a case, we have to go to the law library and you have to say the AIR, get the case. Sometime because there's single copy of the AIR, somebody has taken, somebody is reading, you may not get the case. If you got the case, go to the Xerox wala, Xerox it, then go and read. But now, because of technology, because of advanced online journals, because of the use of AI in the teaching learning process, in the research of law, or maybe for judges to decide the cases, it is great support. You can save your quality time and you can focus mostly on the learning process. Because right now there are the lot of top class online journals which can help you, because AI, you can really find the facts. There's no need to go and just read the Keshavan Bharti case of more than 1,000 pages to find the facts. You just use the AI and you can filter out the relevant material that you want to cite in your case. Even can go on suggesting you that what cases should be cited. For example, if anybody know this is Kuldeep Singh, he was the great supporter of the environment. We say green judge because he will not tolerate any case where going to pollute the environment. In that case, if you're going to present a case to a judge, you should know the judge's mindset. You should know his or her personality, and then you can collect the cases according to his choice or her choice, and then you can also find out the pulse of the court. So these are the materials. These are the kind of the online journals can help you. And also we have now remote access. In earlier days, we used to say that there's the e-campus. So if you come to the campus, you will get lot of e-support. And then if you go outside the campus, you will be losing lot of kind of the chance to learn. But now, thanks to the remote access technology, even you will be anywhere, you can access your online library. If your library have a lot of resources, by remote access, you can continue learning. No need to go to the library. You are anywhere, you are traveling, you are in bus, you are going to the hostel, you are at your house in the holidays, you are doing internship, but your library you can access by remote access technology. It means that now there is no challenge for kind of going to always to the library, going to the classroom. Learning will always be possible. So you can go on raising the quality of learning. Now the next question is that what we should learn, because the way market is changing. In coming days, there are a lot of jobs may not be there in the market, and lot of new jobs will be created. So that's why those jobs which will not be in the market, we should not waste time to just go and learning those things, because there will be no job in the market. Now there will be some new job will be created. So we have to focus on those jobs which is going to be created in future. But now who can tell us what are those jobs? Because of the AI technology, we are going to lose around 70 million jobs. But thanks to also AI, we are going to create more than 150 million jobs. It means that we should not be worried about the jobs. Jobs will be more in the market. Now the question is that who are eligible people, who are competent people, who will be able to satisfy those job requirements, who are able to provide the value addition, who can really satisfy the requirement. In that case, we as an academician have the great role to play to redesign our curriculum to find out the new programs, find out the new courses, is to be discussed in the classroom, and also new kind of the skills to be taught to the student, teaching and learning process, satisfy those kind of the requirement in the market. We know that we have the AI, we have the augmented reality, virtual reality, and IoT. These are the technologies which is going to help, and the kind of the data collection and also going to change the entire scenario. And because of these technologies, we can really do the data analysis, and also we can go for the self-learning process. Just like the if you go and shop somewhere or something, and next we'll get on the social media lot of ads. For example, somebody is going to Dubai and he was searching for the flight tickets. What will happen next day morning? He will be also getting the references about the hotels in Dubai because he was searching the flight ticket, but he's getting reference also about the hotels. It means that a lot of machine learning happening because of AI machine learning. It may also help us in the educational learning because the AI will see your kind of the interest, see your way of behavior, and it may suggest that what are the topics you should go and learn. And accordingly, also this can be really customized the individual basis that who should be taught what, just like the kind of mentorship. And then because of these technologies, it will be matching kind of way of learning because every student in the class have different ways of learning. A smart teacher, what will do? He will understand the class chemistry and try to customize his teaching learning process. So everybody will be learning because somebody is very intelligent in the class, somebody mediocre, somebody very poor. If you're going to have the a level of learning, then everybody will not be learning at the same level. Because if you maintain the mediocre level, the topper will not learn. He will feel, my God, there is no value addition in my knowledge. And those who are the poor student, they will feel, my God, this bouncer is going because nothing is coming in my mind. What teacher is teaching, his level is very high. So now we have to have some system where the system will help us to have customized individual learning levels and basis. So everybody will get some value addition. And these technology will be a great support to a teacher to the learning process. They cannot waste their time just kind of the doing the administrative works, but they should focus mostly on the learning process where the AI can help you the attendance collection, they can help you in the examination, they can help in the grading, and you can really focus on the learning process. So because of the use of technologies, it will be great support in value addition. And also now this software is coming for the placement, that how something will be that evaluated your skill sets after the learning, and then which job is matching to your skill sets. So after joining your job, you will feel confident and you can do really value additions. We used to have the overall performance index. We used to every year calculate your achievement performance and then go on mentoring you that how you go to the next level by raising the bars. Same as software can help you, AI can help you to match the job requirements. So my point is that because of the intervention of technology, entire market is changing. We have to change the curriculum. We have to change our teaching pedagogy patterns. So those students who are currently in legal education and they're going to pass out after a few years, when they go to the market, they will not feel that what was taught in the class, they're not able to really match up with the market requirements. So we have to do a great job. Let me thank again Dr. Shaista Inamdar for really giving me chance and encouraging me to join this particular program. And must thank you, but putting 15 days program, 5 phases, 15 lectures by the experts are going through on a YouTube channel. The lectures taken by various experts. It is great kind of the work we have done. I must congratulate you and also must congratulate the entire Naujawan Society, the principal and all the entire team. for taking great initiative. It will be long way for the faculty and also for the student who participated. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words of appreciation. It will really help us for improvement for in the further lecture series. Today, on this occasion of the valedictory function of virtual lecture series, we have with us Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kilor as the chief guest of this function. His short introduction: Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kilor, after passing his BCom from DNC College, Nagpur, he did LLB from the Baba Saheb Ambedkar College, Nagpur University. Initially, he was an intern at the office of Advocate A. Bade, and after completing LLB in the year 1992, he joined the office of Advocate Sanjay Jagtap. He conducted matters before Civil Court, High Court, MAT, College and School Tribunals, Industrial Court, Labor Court, Cooperative Court, Consumer Court, etc. In the year 2000, he was appointed as Assistant Government Pleader and Additional Public Prosecutor for the Government of Maharashtra at Nagpur Bench of Bombay High Court. In the year 2005, he resigned from the said post. He was then appointed as a panel counsel for the state of Maharashtra, Life Insurance Corporation, National Handloom Corporation, etc. He appeared as a special counsel for Nagpur University, Amravati University, and state of Maharashtra, and most of the municipal councils and corporations. He appointed in more than 30 important. He appeared in more than 30 important PILs on pro bono basis. He got elected as a president of a prestigious High Court Bar Association in 2017 and had also served as an executive member of association from 1996 to 2000. He was elevated as an additional judge of Bombay High Court on 23rd of August 2019. Welcome you, sir, and I request Kilor sir to proceed further and give his kind words on this occasion.
Guest of honor of today's function, Professor Dr. Tarbez Ahmad, Shri Subhash Deshmukh, Dr. Dev, Dr. Sahishta Inamdar, Shri Makrand Pandey, students, teaching and non-teaching staff of the Naujivan Law College, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great privilege for me to have this opportunity to address such a distinguished assembly on the subject that are so relevant in the present time of to lawyers, law students, and even to public in general. Friends, the series of lectures held by this esteemed institution with diverse topics ranging from social issues to legal concepts is what is expected by commons to know. The topic which comes first in our minds as a lawyer or law student is legal services, scope and effect. Legal service means help or assistance or the free service in the field of law. The Honorable Apex Court has categorically stated in its various decisions that legal aid is not a charity, but is a duty of welfare state. Legal aid scheme was first introduced by Justice P.N. Bhagwati under the Legal Aid Committee formed in 1971, who has clearly stated that, I quote, legal aid means providing an arrangement in the society which makes the machinery of administration of justice easily accessible and in the those who have to resort to it for enforcement of rights given to them by law, unquote. Its scope can be understood by taking a glance at the Constitution of India, especially Article 38(1) and Article 39A, and in the provisions of the Legal Services Authorities Act. Also in Criminal Procedure Law, Section 304 of CRPC imposes an obligation upon the courts to provide legal aid at the expenses of the state to an accused who has no sufficient means and finances to engage an advocate. Honorable Mr. Justice R.N. Mishra, the then Chief Justice of India, played a key role in the Enforcement of Legal Services Authorities Act. The effect of such an enactment can be seen in Annual Report of National Legal Services Authority of the year 2019, whereby the total beneficiaries of legal aid across all the state and union territories were more than 12 lakhs, out of which the total number of women beneficiaries were about 3 lakhs and children beneficiaries were around 60,000. The total number of cases disposed of by the national as well as the state authorities were more than 59 lakhs, including pre-trial and pending cases. Total number of awareness programs held in the year 2019 were about 2 lakhs, which were attended by 2 crore 68 lakhs people. Another interesting topic which was discussed in the series of lectures was importance of alternate disposal resolution technique in today's context. Mahatma Gandhi once said, I quote, "I realized that the true function of a lawyer was to unite parties. A large part of my time during the 20 years of practice as a lawyer was occupied in bringing about private compromises of hundreds of cases. I lost nothing thereby, not even money, still not my soul." I unquote. The present mode of access to justice in India is based on the adversarial legalism. This system is generally followed in the common law countries. The adversarial system of justice is plagued by the high cost of litigation, delay, technicalities of law, uncertainty, and exploitation of parties by the advocates. Therefore, it is necessary to think over the conventional form of justice. ADR has emerged as a solution to the problem posed by the adversarial system of justice. Its importance can be seen in terms of preventing the courts from getting overburdened. It has ability to provide quick relief. ADR has emerged as a new trend, preventing court litigation and resolving dispute quickly and amicably. One of the biggest benefits of ADR is party autonomy. Due to its private nature, ADR affords parties the opportunity to exercise greater control over the way their dispute is resolved. Another point in favor of ADR is its cost effectiveness. The main reason for the origin or need of the ADR is the tiresome process of litigation and saving the litigant from financial burden. In ADR, there is no need of payment of court fees as it is paid in the ordinary court. During the prevailing time where every country and every individual walking on this planet has been financially hit by the blow of a pandemic like COVID-19, ADR is proving to be useful and comparatively cheaper method to resolve dispute than normal litigation. In court, litigants know that they will either win or lose. But in ADR, there is a chance that they might not get all what they want, but they won't be losing everything. Thus, it's a win-win situation. Confidentiality is another benefit one gets in ADR. Such processes occur behind the privacy of closed doors, not within the public sphere of a courtroom. Therefore, disputes can be dealt with in a confidential manner. We are witnessing a dawn of digitalization in our country, due to which the burning topic in the field of intellectual property rights is changing dynamics of copyright. Digitalization has made it considerably easy to copy, replicate, and sell the works of copyright owner without his permission, and detection of such infringement become difficult. This has posed a great threat to the right of the copyright owners or creators. The COVID-19 pandemic has made the shift to digitalization imperatively and has rekindled the numerous debates on copyright on the internet. The accessibility of content on the internet necessitates a move towards a modern copyright regime that reinstates the incentive to create new content. Thus, while the Copyright Act contains various licensing mechanisms, not all of them may be suited for the digital sphere. As per Section 13 and 63 of Indian Copyright Act 1957, literary works, pictures, sound, recording, and other creative works are protected from being copied without the permission of the copyright holder. It is yet unclear how copyright law govern or will govern these materials as they appear on the internet. In India, the situation is very different. Section 13 and 63 does not fix any liability on the infringement done by the internet service provider. The Copyright Act 1958 does not deal with the liability of ISPs at all. However, the liabilities of ISPs fines mentioned in Section 79 of the Information Technology Act 2000. Section 79 of the IT Act exempts ISPs from liability for third-party information or data made available by him if the ISP had no knowledge of the offense committed, or if the ISP had exercised all due diligence to prevent any infringement. The law relating to ISP liability is vague and undefined and is facilitating an unjust shift in the liability of wrongful users on ISPs, making them the scapegoat of inadequate legal framework. There is therefore an urgent necessity to incorporate express provisions in the Indian Copyright Act or the Information Technology Act regarding ISPs. Preventing the dilution of copyright is the first step towards a copyright law that is suited to the digital economy. The next is to modernize the law in India to account for the new dynamics of contents creation and consumption on the internet. It appears that the series commenced with the philosophical topic of accomplishing nobility in legal profession through Advocates Act. This is the topic which jurists as well as legal luminaries find dearest to themselves. There are duties of an advocate which have been enumerated by Bar Council of India under the Bar Council of India Rules 1975. These duties are in the nature of professional obligation to the advocates who are enrolled with their respective bar councils. Under Chapter 4 of the Advocates Act, an advocate has been granted an exclusive right to argue before the courts of law. In simple words, no person other than an advocate has the right and privilege to argue before the courts of law. This exclusive right, however, must carry a proportionate duty. Imposition of duties as referred to earlier becomes necessary when aggrieved person is somewhere restricted from direct appearance before the court of law. Such a restriction has been imposed in order to maintain professional decorum of the courts throughout, as well as to save valuable time of courts from repetitive occurrences of ignorant unprofessionalism. Speaking about a noble profession, there exists another profession so pious that the practitioners are considered near or next to God. This profession is related to the healthcare workers, and a topic revolving around them is India's healthcare in front line, but in back of mind. India's healthcare has been under constant scrutiny and criticism by the people in power, the people not in power, as well as global community. There is no need to refer any past precedent of healthcare issue, as we are already coexisting with a healthcare hazard in the name and style of COVID-19. Our doctors, non-medical staff, cleaners, sweepers, etc., who have been termed as frontline workers, faced many challenges which need no introduction or explanation. The state of nation's healthcare, the further treatment of frontline workers did not miss any eye. It is painful for the people to witness the struggle which these frontline workers had to face during analysis of the pandemic situation which is ongoing.
It's 5 o'clock.
Lack of an effective healthcare management system in the country was the prime topic of discussion while addressing those issues. Our nation has been constantly unmarked with the statement that such issue fade away and get dumped in the administrative subconscious of the nation's mind. However, the nation and its people have also witnessed the level of awareness which the recent event have revealed. I expect that the awareness shall not remain at the stage of awareness itself. At this juncture, I conclude my speech by once again expressing my gratitude towards organizers for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts and views over such dominant topics of law. And I want to congratulate the organizers of Jivan College, Law College, for organizing such a lecture series and which has received a tremendous success. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us with your thoughts and experiences. We are really obliged for giving your time and sharing your knowledge. Thank you very much. Now I request my co-coordinator, Dr. Shaista Inamdar ma'am, to present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, one and all. It is proud privilege for me, Dr. Shaista Inamdar, Assistant Professor, Navjivan Law College, Nasik, and coordinator of this virtual lecture series, to propose vote of thanks for this valedictory function. I would like to acknowledge Honorable Mr. Justice Anil Kiloch, sir, Judge, Bombay High Court, as chief guest, and guest of honor, Professor Dr. Tabriz Ahmed, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, GD Goenka University, who took their utmost important and pertinent time from their busy schedule and showered us with their pearls of wisdom and knowledge. We are truly humbled by your presence, sir. Thank you. A leader is someone who creates an event. Team members essentially bring life to it. No event can take shape without a hardworking leader. It was the dedication and enthusiasm of our patron, Bade Sir Subhashji Deshmukh, and Bade Ma'am, Srimati Vijaya Deshmukh, Madam, Convener, Principal Dr. Kundendu Kumar Dev, Sir. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to this trio. Above and beyond, let's not forget the backbone of this grand function. All the participants around the globe, all the resource persons around the nation and abroad, and our team of Navjivan Law College who went an extra mile and worked under the guidance of the organizers to make this dream a reality. I thank one and all. So now I announce that the session is over here, and I request all to on their videos to have a virtual photograph with the dignitaries, please. I request all to on their videos to have a virtual photograph, please. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thanks, madam. Thanks. मैंने unmute किया मैंने.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. The program is over now. Ma'am, you want to
Okay,
give
thank
some
you.
instructions?
Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you for. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You
yes.
want to give some specific instructions?
Yes, so I would like to say to the participants, thank you all for joining and making this event a grand event. I would like to say that for each one of you, I have shared the feedback link and the attendance link here, as well as in the group of virtual lecture series. Both the groups, one first group which was of 257 people, and the other one which is of more than 170 people. So all the messages, certificates will be given on your mail. Kindly check. I request all to mute yourself, please, for 2 minutes. Yeah. So I would like to say that you can check your certificates for all the 5 phases. If any one of you who have not received the certificate can contact me, I will share all the 5 phases link again. If you have not attended any of the session till tomorrow, all the rest 3 lectures who were not there on YouTube will be available till tomorrow. So give us 2 days more time, so that all the YouTube link will be there. Till that time, you can subscribe our channel of Navjivan Law College virtual lecture series. You can get all the 15 lectures plus inaugural function and validatory function will be there on the YouTube. And any difficulties, any problem, I have mentioned my number. You can contact me, and I will definitely look after all your problems, and all your queries will be solved. And any feedback, if you want to give other than this feedback link, our email IDs have been shared to you. That is nav.lawcollege@gmail.com and virtual lecture series nlc@gmail.com. So you can mention your feedback there. Definitely your queries would be solved. Thank you all.
Ma'am,
Yes,
Saista
sir.
ma'am,
Yes, sir.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Most welcome.
Really, it's
Most
really very fascinating, and you deserve to be appreciated. Thank you so much. God bless you, ma'am. God bless you.
Thank
It's so
you.
nice. Okay, bye. See you in the future
Thank you.
events.
Surely,
Okay,
surely, sir. Surely, sir. Surely. Yes. Any problem or any other thing you want us to be there? If not, then your queries would be definitely solved either on mail or on the WhatsApp group. End for the day, sir. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.